Greetings, Earthlings! This is the second attempt at this video. I'm not gonna pretend like it's not. I'm not gonna pretend like the first one didn't already come out really great, and I'm sorry that I had to chuck it, but it got wrecked right in the middle. Card was full. Yes, this camera that I have been recording stuff on since before my 18th birthday, literally like since the Trump election is like the oldest stuff that's on here. I have been just recording and not deleting anything. I'm lame, what can I say? So, health announcement. I know I look really horrible partly because I've been working on moving stuff and there's just a lot of crap and dust and stuff flying and I'm dirty. My hair is really messy. Didn't get to straighten it this morning because there was too many people in the loo and we had to leave before I could. Anyway, I digress. What I said in my other video, and that I'm saying not as succinctly now, is that you should look out for your levels of stress and anxiety. If you don't want to wind up with pizza face like this, like you're looking, your eyes are probably like drawn to, instead of my face, the many cavernous lumps on my face that are just zits and like zit scars and like look at this huge welt. Like, do you want that? No. Keep your anxiety in check. Okay. So, my video today is not primarily about these first two things. I just thought I would throw them out there. Number one, having to disinfect your earrings is actually more difficult and stressful than I thought it was going to be. Again, probably because of that anxiety thing. Look at all the zits I've gotten since. And I haven't disinfected them the second time for today, and they got out in the rain yesterday, and oh my gosh. If my ears fall off, at least I can fall back on the fact that that video got like an insane amount of views already. Like, what the heck? Okay. Also, just want to throw this out there. The fact that Jeep decided to name a vehicle Cherokee has always seemed kind of awkward to me, but never as much so as driving it around through an Indian reservation. You can draw your own conclusions about how weird Jeep is. I think they're pretty weird. Seems kind of wrong to me. And now for my main video topic today, I would like to have in a guest specialist, because in honor of, here she is, in honor of the new, okay, no, other way. We're so bad at this camera. Anyway, in honor of the new series of Doctor Who starting last Sunday and the second episode being on tonight, I have brought this expert in the world of Doctor Who.
I'm not an expert, but I'm wearing a Doctor Who shirt so that I may fool you are that I am.
She just gave away the secret, but we're just giving away all the behind the secrets on Authentic Rose Doodles today.
It's
behind the
authentic.
secrets.
It's
behind the scenes
it's not
secrets.
flim flam sham doodles. It's authentic rose doodles. So.
Authentic Rose Doodles can't turn the camera the right way. I am descended from the guy on his deck that can't direct a movie.
Actually, she literally is.
That happened once. My dad won a blooper prize, but we're digressing. Anyway, so basically we were talking after the movie, and I thought that we should talk about this on YouTube because people on YouTube, you know, possibly might care. Probably not y'all, but I'll tag it properly so people who can care see it. Just basically our opinions of how we think that Doctor Who should be going forward after Moffat totally destroyed how it started out in the last 10 years. I mean, I'm so disappointed in Moffat, but I'll let you take it away.
Well, Moffat had a certain energy and passion for the show that...
Wait a minute, I just feel like, first of all, we should just zoom in on these guys. Look at this one.
Hi.
Okay, now.
That, you know, undeniably could have done, and most probably did in certain circumstances, do a benefit to the show. But you could tell there was a running pattern in listening to him for interviews and things like that for Doctor Who. He would always get especially excited and especially emphasize the horror factor, the scare factor, the memories he had of being a kid watching Doctor Who and hiding behind the sofa.
And he wanted to make kids scared of everything.
He would emphasize it. He did, like, kids scared of shadows, kids scared of water. I think that was someone else. I don't remember, but...
A different guy wrote the one that made you scared of the actual episode you watched.
Right.
If any of you remember the episode where it's like, oh, this buzzing in the episode, it's now in your brain and you're going to turn to sand.
Sleep No More.
That kind of screwed me over. Yeah, I think it was. That kind of screwed me over, I'm not going to lie.
So, basically, the first strike against Moffat would be his single-mindedness kind of driving the show to be like, ooh, more and more and more and more. And it's like, it was a family show always, so it wasn't like a proper horror movie you would be watching it on Halloween or anything.
And his first one was The Empty Child, which is the most horrifying episode in all of Doctor Who.
They were middle of the road creepy, but they were consistently like, that was the driving force. And from that, watching the episodes, and even without that foreknowledge, I felt like he kind of let lag some of the other important ideas of Doctor Who, because something that I've always appreciated about the series is that, you know, it is such a massive grab bag of everything. It's like, oh, here's an adventure episode, here's a historic episode, here's a
because they can all be set everywhere,
you know, whatever they want to do. And he just had that one thought of like, let's make the scares really good. And I feel like as the showrunner, you know, they had other writers, of course, and some episodes vary, but an overall mood I got from his era was that. Also, watching the first few series with Russell T Davies.
Russell T Davies!
Yes, in this house we like Russell T Davies.
Well, not in this house in particular.
Not in this house, but, you know, your house is your family, whatever the hell they say.
You're wiggling the camera.
So yeah.
You pet me like a dog.
You've got fuzzies like a dog, so I pet you like a dog.
I'm having such a hard time doing
it. So Russell T Davies had this thing he did where he would have, like, at the end of a series, there would be this beautiful, like, two-parter or big reveal,
like an ultimate climax episode,
right, where there would be a big climax and some kind of mystery would be revealed, and it would be very just riveting, and it would be very intelligent. And in that episode,
like the Stolen Earth,
he would reveal.
He wrote that one, right? I'm pretty sure he did. I think the Stolen Earth is when he left. Wasn't that his last one?
I can't remember.
I don't. But if Moffat wrote the Stolen Earth, we're sorry, Moffat, but I'm pretty sure that it was.
He would reveal, you know, mysteries, clues, and elements from the series that had been seeded in so small they were like literally like niggling in the back of your mind, so much so that you weren't even focusing on them at all.
Like I feel like there's questions in the episode that you really want answered, like what's going on behind this and blah blah blah, and then there'll be like a small question that's thrown in and you're just like, oh, what's that? But then when they answer almost everything in the episode,
you forget it.
Exactly. But then you remember it when they call it back in the last one.
And a big thing that Russell said was that he wanted to make them watchable as standalone stories so that anyone could jump in at any point and have a great old time watching Doctor Who. Now, if any of you have seen season 6, the new series of Doctor Who, you might have an idea of what I'm talking about when I say that Moffat did not exactly do this. Some words come to mind such as hard to follow, convoluted. I mean, it's great if you're really getting in there. You can sit down and you can watch it all in a week and really grasp what you're paying attention to. But if you're someone that's just like, oh, some random episode on TV, if it's from Series 6 of Doctor Who, good chance is there's going to be a lot of like, what the hell, why is that?
Yeah, because the thing is, like, there's a lot of, he did a lot of like big questions not getting answered for a long period of time, and that's just stressful because the whole series becomes this one long running mystery instead of standalone stuff that's like satisfying at the end to have all these little pieces in it.
Right. So that was a big discrepancy. And now that Moffat is out of here as
Gonzo,
and we have the new showrunner, Chris Chibnall,
he kind of looks like a knockoff Moffat to me.
I am really hoping that that shift is going to return some of the standalone watchability of some of the.
Well, he said that. He said that he wanted it to be.
Right, and he did, and they've got a new format where they're slightly longer, and I'm just, I do have good hope for this. And come on, he wrote Broadchurch.
Doctor Who and Broadchurch have finally meshed into one show.
No, it's like, think about it. Broadchurch was like, everything goes together, and everything was so concise, and everything was so like well developed. He's not going to be a one-track mind kind of guy, no matter how you slice it. Whether he's got a particular interest here or a particular interest there, he's going to make sure that the series has full body, and that he's going to acquire writers that will attack the task with further to get it to all the different levels of quality on every plane, rather than focusing single-mindedly, like I kind of got the impression Moffat had done with his series.
Moffat not only got single-mindedly, he just started sort of burning Doctor Who into the ground with weirdness. He just really
that can
not that it hasn't been weird over the years, different times, but this was just ridiculous.
That can be a good thing or a bad thing, depending on how you look at it. I mean, as far as personally watching the shows, I appreciate it because it was like, whoa, what is this? But as far as Doctor Who can, it's like, you can't get too weird because then you keep trying to second guess yourself and just get a bit more and a bit more and a bit more.
Yeah.
And Doctor Who has been around for like 50 years more.
It's been around for like 56 years now, hasn't it?
Right, more. So the staying power of the show is not really something we want to throw out the window by kind of working ourselves into a lather where we can't kind of
Oh yeah, absolutely.
dial it back and then have like a normal episode.
Well, I think that, you know, with the change, things do already seem to be a bit more dialed back than they were.
Yeah.
So that's good. And our hopes for the future are that it will be more like Russell T Davies era. Or that Russell T Davies himself will come back.
I did quite enjoy the first episode with the 13th Doctor.
You found yourself crying in public.
No, that was sort of not something we're going to talk about.
Because spoilers or because you're ashamed of yourself?
Because we don't need to discuss that. We don't need to address that here. What I was going to say was that I found the whole alien thing for that not to be crazy. I don't want to say intelligent. I want to say involved, which is fine because we're getting to meet the characters and it's really more about that. So I wouldn't judge it on that. The new characters, they're interesting in their own right without being over the top. Like, whoa, who are these people? You know?
Yeah.
If that's followable.
Yeah, I thought that it was rather neatly tied up as like why they all go and stuff.
I'm looking forward to this Doctor. I liked her performance from the first episode, honestly.
And we get to watch the second episode tomorrow when we get back to Massachusetts. We don't usually get it at home. Our TV is pathetic, honestly. We get like 4 channels.
Yeah.
Very sad. One of them is Spanish. Life is hard.
And we've
So
yet to learn Spanish.
we should, so we can watch that other channel. Frick yeah.
We should learn from watching that channel.
Anyway, the rest of the family is stuck in the bedroom. They want to come out and have dinner.
Yes, that'd be beautiful.
We actually have to drive half an hour to get back to clean up to go to dinner, but whatever. Anyway, I feel bad for holding the family up, and I just want to thank you all for watching this somewhat extended video. If you know anything about Doctor Who, it made any sense to you, and if not, you don't, but thanks for watching anyway. Probably just because you're a big fan of the side of my zitty face. And thank you, Vin, for hosting me so lovingly in your state. Bye, Earthlings.